So today we're going to be ordering real numbers. You learned how to compare and order numbers in 6th grade. So this is going to be exactly what you've been doing since 6th grade. But now you're comparing and ordering real numbers, meaning there's going to be irrational numbers thrown in the mix. Remember that irrational numbers are just square roots that aren't perfect. Now, when we compare and order numbers, I like us to be in mode float 2. So everybody write that down. When you're comparing and ordering numbers, I like us to be in mode float 2 because it makes your numbers look like money. And you guys are good at money. Y'all are not great at place value. Okay? That's just what I've historically seen as a teacher. Place value confuses you, but money doesn't. So let's all get our calculators and go to mode float 2. Remember that you hit mode, you go to float, tab over to 2, and then you also have to hit enter. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay, quit the screen by hitting second mode, and that will take you back to your home screen. All right, let's read what this says to do. It says to order numbers, convert all the numbers to the same form. Convert all the numbers to the same form. So, for example, if they give you fractions, that's not going to work. Y'all don't like fractions. Percents, that's not going to work. Square roots, it's not going to work. What do we like to see them as? We like decimals. It says decimals are usually the easiest, and we like the decimals to look like money. And that's why we choose mode float 2 to make it look like money. All right, to put fractions in decimal form, who remembers the buttons we hit?
Alpha.
Alpha, write that down. Then what?
Y equals.
Good. And then you choose option 1 or 2. And then what button do you push?
Math.
Math. And then decimal. And then enter. So to put fractions in decimal form, you're just going to use your alpha y equals button and then your math button. This right here, just cross it out. We're going to use alpha y equals again. We're not doing all that. All right, to change a percent to a decimal, we're still going to use alpha y equals. We're going to use option 1. We're going to put the percent on top of what? 100. We're going to put the percent on top. So if it was like 2%, you just put 2 over 100 in your fraction. And then you hit math, decimal, enter again. It says compare the numbers using place value. And this is super important, especially if you don't round to floats 2. Every year I have students who don't understand place value. You don't have to write this down. I'm just going to show you on a sticky note. But they don't understand that like 3.8 is greater than 3.03. Well, I have students who don't understand that. Or, for example, they don't understand that 3.7 is greater than 3.42. They always tell me, well, 42 is greater than 7. Well, this is not 7. That's 7/10. Okay? And this is 42 100ths. This is $3.70. That's $3.42. That's why I tell you to go to mode float 2, because it will add that 0 there for you and make it easy, and then you can tell. Does that make sense? Okay. So mode float 2 will fix those place value problems for you. All right, it says compare the numbers using place value by writing the values vertically. Now this helps to see what numbers are bigger is if you stack them on top of each other and you line up the decimals. Use 0 as a placeholder, just like I showed you right here. 3.7, use 0 as that placeholder so that you can compare those two numbers. Write the numbers in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. Now this is the biggest part students always mess up on. Do y'all see this crazy looking number? Once you change it to a decimal, and you go put it back to your answer, you want to write it in its original form. And I'm going to show y'all what that means in just a second. So when I put my answer down, I'm going to write this number down. I'm not going to write the decimal form. I'm going to put it back in its original form. All right, so let's go do some examples. This one, how does it want us to order this? Least. What is always the least? Negatives or positives? So everybody look. Do you see the two negatives? I would deal with them first. I know these have to go first because I owe money. Are y'all with me? So I'm going to deal with these first. So let's go change these to decimals. Is this already a decimal? Does it already look like money? So I'm going to leave it alone. Let's go change this one. So everybody go to your calculator. Type in negative. Everybody remember the negative buttons below the 3. And then alpha y equals, what option would I choose? A second option because I got 3 numbers to put in. So 2. I'm going to put in 3 and 1/3. If I arrow out, now what do I hit? Math, decimal, enter. How much money is this? I owe what? I owe $3.33. Now, I am only looking at these 2 numbers because one of those is worth the least. So you're going to ask yourself, the more money I owe, the less money I have. Yes? Which one of these would you owe more money? This one. So it's worth the least. Did everybody hear me? I'm going to say it again. The more money I owe, the less money I have. I owe more money, so this one's worth the least. So I'm going to write this one first in its original form. I'm not going to write negative 3.33. I'm going to write negative 3 1/3. Then I'm going to mark it out to show that I'm done with it. Obviously, this one's going to come next because it's the only other negative. Again, I'm going to write it in its original form, which is the decimal form. So negative 3.13. And notice I mark them out as I go. Now I'm going to go deal with the positives. I have no idea what this number is. I'm definitely going to have to put that in my calculator. So let's talk about how to put it in. You're going to put it in exactly how you see it. So I see a 2, so I put in a 2. What do I see next? A square root of 2.7. Does that look like their problem? Yes, so I hit enter. It is worth how much money? $3.29. Are y'all with me? Now I'm going to change this oh, no, we got a fraction right here. Let me make a little space. So I'm going to go to alpha y equals, which option? 1. Y'all should be doing this with me. Put 36 over 11. Arrow out. Now what? Math, decimal, enter. How much money? Whoa, you see a negative sign? I don't see no negative. Okay, so $3.27. Now I'm going to go deal with this percent. How do I change a percent to a decimal? Put it over. So I need alpha y equals. Put the percent on top. So I put 328 on top. What goes on bottom? 100. Arrow out. Math, decimal, enter. How much money is that? All right. I pretty much did all the work. Now I just have to order those positives, and that's 3rd grade work. Yes? All right. I'm going from least to greatest. So out of my positives, which one is worth the least amount of money? do I write 3.27 or do I write its original form? So I'm going to write 36/11ths, and then I'm going to mark it out. Now which one's worth the least? All right, so I put it in its original form, which is that percent, so 328%. And then the last one, of course, is the 3.29, and I write it just like this, 2 square root of 2.7. It's not hard if you'll take your time and do the steps that I'm teaching you. Everybody with me? Let's look at the next one. The first thing you're going to do is read if you're going lowest to biggest or biggest to lowest. It says order the numbers from, oh wait, I'm on the wrong one. Order the numbers from. So the first thing I'm looking for is negatives. Are there any negatives in this problem? No. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to go change all of these to what? Decimal. So let's go do this square root of 72. How much money is that worth? $8.49. Now notice how I'm organizing it by putting it right under the number. Then I'm going to separate it by just drawing a line to know that, hey, this is the next number. What does this line mean right here? Do y'all know? This is a repeating bar line. It means that this is 8.36363636, and it keeps going forever. Since we're rounding, can we just take the bar off? It's worth $8.36. If you need another place value, though, you just keep adding the 3636. It just keeps repeating forever. How do you change a percent to a decimal? Put it over 100. Here we go. Alpha y equals option 1. What's going to go on top? 840. What's going to go on bottom? Arrow out. Math, decimal, enter. $8.40. And my last one, it's a fraction. So I'm going to do alpha y equals option 1, 93 over 11, arrow out, math, decimal, enter, $8.45. Guys, if you miss a problem like this, this is a third grade question now. Does everybody agree y'all did that in third grade? Because there's no negatives. I'm going from least to greatest. Which one of these is worth the least amount of money? But I need to write it in its original form. So I write 8.36 with a line over the top of the 36. Now I mark it out because I'm done with it. Now which one's worth the least? 840%. I want it back in its original form. Mark it out because you're done with it. Now which one?
93 over 11.
This one. 93 over 11. And then last is square root of 72. Very good. Okay, let's go do this one. They're all what? They're all negatives. So these are going to be reversed ordered. But the first thing I'm going to do is change them to decimals. All right, here we go. Negatives. Alpha y equals. Option what? Option what for this number? So I have 7 and 7/10. Arrow out. Math. Decimal. Enter. I owe $7.70. Does this one already look like money?
Yes.
Leave it alone. I owe $7.16. This one, negative. Put your negative sign in. Square root, 61. I owe $7.81. And this one negative, and then alpha y equals 68 over 9, arrow out, math, decimal enter, I owe $7.56. I am going from least to greatest, so let's talk about it. The more money I owe, the less money I have. Hold on. Which one is worth the least because you owe the most money? This one. So I'm going to write it as negative square root of 61. And mark it out because I'm done with it. And I'm telling you guys, if you'll mark it out and do that step, it'll help you. Now which one's worth the least? Negative 7 and 7/10 because I owe the most money there. Which one of these would I owe the most money? This one. So negative 68/9. And then this one, negative 7.16. Okay, the last one wants you to put these on a number line. So let's stop and talk about number lines. This is 5. This is 6. What is dead in the middle? 5.5, yes? So this is 5.5. I'm just making lines for my own benefit. What would be in the middle of 5 and 5.5?
5 and 1.25.
5 and a quarter. $5.25. Okay, what would be in the middle of 5.50 and 6?
5.75.
5.75, 5 3/4. Y'all are both correct. You just gave them to me different ways. So why did I put those dashes? To help me know where to put these. I know that this is $5, this is $5.25, $5.50, $5.75, and 6. So let's go change these to what? Decimals. So 5 and 5/11. Is how much money?
$5.25.
Now look, I'm going to put it right above it so that I don't get in the way of this. So that's $5.45. The square root of 27 is $5 and what? 20 cents. 5 and 5/9 is $5.56. The square root of 33 is $5.74. This is already done, $5.61. What does that one, the line over the 1 mean?
Repeat.
The 1 keeps repeating. So this would be written 5.611111 and it keep going. But we like it to look like money, so we leave it alone. Okay? 5 2/3. $5.67. And now I'm just going to go put them on this number line. I'm going to start with the least. Which one of these is worth the least amount of money?
5.2.
This one right here. Okay. If this is 525, then 520 would go like really close to it. And then I would label it that it's the square root of 27. I would mark it off that I did it. Which one's the next least?
5.45.
5.45. Where would that be close to? 50. Here's $5.50. So $5.45 is going to be right to the left of that, and I'm going to call that 5 and 5/11. Mark it off that I did it. Which one is now is the least? $5.56. If this is $5.50, $5.56 is going to be right next door to the right of it. So 5 and 5/9. Mark it off that you did it. Which one is the next least? 5.61. So it's going to be a little bit over. And it has a line over it, yes? Mark it off that you did it. I maybe didn't put it in the right spot. It probably should have gone in here, but I still have it in the right technical, okay? All right, $5.74. Oh, nope, $5 in. So it's got to be to the right of this. The 5 2/3. And the last one is $5.74. Well, what is this? $5 and 75 cents. So it's going to go right to the left of it. And I'd be done. Okay, I'm going to pass out your assignment. It is not on the Google Classroom today. It's just a paper copy. Can you still get it checked with me? Okay, if you look at this paper, there's only 6 questions, so you should finish, okay? On number 1, I'm going to go over it with you. Please pay attention because I haven't taught this to you yet. It says if the area of a square is 80 inches. So you have this square and it's telling you the area is 80. It says what would the length of each side be? To find the area of a square, you're looking for what number times itself, because a square has all sides that are the... So basically, side times side would give me 80. Do y'all agree? Doesn't that mean what is the square root of 80? Because that means what number times itself is 80? Yes? That's your answer. But you now, it says round it to the nearest. So not mode float 2. You can leave it in mode float 2, but let me give you all an example. I'm not going to do the square root of 80. Say it was the square root of 56. What would I round this to? 7 or 8? Look at the 4. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it. So it would say 7. Okay? The square root of 23. What would my answer be? 4 or 5? 5, because the 8 is 5 or more, raise the score. So you're just rounding it to the nearest whole number. Everything else is exactly what we did except number 5. So everybody look at number 5. Number 5 says, I don't see everybody's eyes. 2 numbers are shown on the number line. Which value is located between the numbers? Guys, go turn this to a what? Decimal. Go turn this to a what? Go turn these to what? And then see which one fits in the middle of them. It's that simple. Okay? Get busy.